Hello you guys! It has been a minute since I filmed an updated skincare routine. My morning skincare routine should have gone up by now, so I am now going to go through my evening skincare routine with you. As you can see from my skincare cabinet right here, another brand has basically taken over my entire cabinet at this point. And if you haven't already seen my updated morning skincare routine, basically I go over why I haven't been using as much Biologique Recherche, and the main reasons for that are because they've basically discontinued my favorite products that I used from Biologique Recherche, and so I kind of just strayed from using Biologique Recherche, other than using my P50, of course. I still use their masks. I still use their cleansers every now and then. They're definitely not my staple cleansers at this point, but I still use some of the serums from Biologique Recherche, but the main skincare brand that I have been using for my morning and evening skincare routines has been La Mer, and I'm super happy and excited to have La Mer back in my life. If you haven't watched my morning skincare routine, I used La Mer back in, I want to say like 2008 was when or 2007 was the first time that I tried La Mer. And ever since then, I've kind of just dabbled in it here and there. I never really got my routine down with just La Mer. I've used, like, I would use a cream or just the eye cream or the toner, but never like a full routine using La Mer. I'm really excited that now I have an entire routine basically based around La Mer. So let's just get into my routine. And also, I won't be going in depth with each of the products in terms of what I like, dislike, and think about them in like a review aspect. I think I'm going to do separate videos on each product, so that if you were just interested in one product, you could just click on that video. But I'll give obviously my thoughts while I'm using the product so that you get an idea. But this video is mainly going to be just an updated evening skincare routine. Okay, you guys, so the first step in my evening skincare routine would be to cleanse off this makeup that I have on. I don't have a ton of makeup. I just have the La Mer tinted moisturizer, Radiant. I think it's called the Radiant something. Sorry, can't think of it right now, but I have that on, and then I just have a little bit of bronzer, blush, concealer, and eyebrow gel, and that's it. So that's all I have on my face right now. And my favorite oil cleanser to use at night is actually the, I have my backup here, but is the Chanel Louis. I don't know how to pronounce it, you guys, sorry. Here's a fresh bottle right here, and I'll show you guys the name. That's what it's called. And you're probably like, well, why don't you use the La Mer one? Because they do have an oil cleanser. I've tried the oil cleanser in store on the back of my hand, and it just felt really thick. Like the oil felt really thick to me, and I don't know, it could just have been because the tester had been sitting out for like months. But I really enjoy this one by Chanel, and the cap is, I just don't even know where the cap went, but I like this one from Chanel because the oil, it's not super thick. It's a very like lightweight oil, and it just cleanses my makeup off really well. So I'll just show you a fresh bottle. I'm basically out of this one. I have like a tiny little bit left. So I mean, I might try the La Mer one at some point, but since I already have a fresh bottle of this, I'm gonna go through this first. And then once I use this whole thing up, I might try the La Mer one. But I don't know, if you guys really like if anybody really enjoys the La Mer oil cleanser, can you let me know? Because yeah, I might end up just getting that one instead of another bottle of this, although this stuff is really good. And if my bottle looks really dirty, it's because it's always sitting right by my sink and it gets splashed with like water and stuff like that. So I'm going to use some of this to remove my makeup. And I just take like 2 pumps. And I don't want to show you too much because it's going to just slide out of my hand, but and then I just cleanse my face. And it really gets rid of all the makeup. Like every trace of makeup is gone. Just like a normal oil cleanser, but I just like the consistency of this one. I think it's a very slick oil and it's very lightweight feeling. And it has a nice, very light but nice sort of fragrance to it. I'm gonna take these earrings out. Whoops. Kind of getting in the way. We just got back from a dinner and one thing I always forget is like the very sides of my face, because I do put bronzer all the way like into my sort of sideburn area, and so I always forget to get that area. Okay, so that is the cleanser, the Chanel oil cleanser. Now I'm going to just rinse it off. Actually, this one does kind of get like a little bit milky. And I should mention that this one does emulsify and it doesn't need to be toweled off or anything like that. It just completely removes with water. And that's what another reason why I love it is it doesn't leave like an oily residue. All right, so for my double cleansing step, I have been using the Chanel LeBlanc, the Intense Brightening Foam Cleanser. This is one that I've used about maybe 3 or 4 years ago and I really enjoyed it. It doesn't strip my skin despite the fact that it is a foaming cleanser. So I like to use this one in the shower after I use my oil cleanser. I will go in the shower and use this. Or I also have my La Mer, the cleansing gel, although I do like to use this one in the morning. So either this one or this one, but normally if I'm going to be taking a shower, then I will be using this one. This one is also really good as a second cleanse, but I like to use this one in the morning when I'm feeling like when my skin's feeling a little bit more oily than normal when I wake up. So, but today I'm going to be going in with the LeBlanc. So I do need to wet my face first to use this. Okay, so my face is now wet and I'm going to take some of this. That's what it looks like. And I'm just going to cleanse my skin. Now this is a foaming cleanser, but it's a very, it's not like a super foamy, like bubbly kind of cleanser. It's like more of a creamy creamy foam. And I like that it doesn't make my skin feel super dried out after. But it does leave my skin feeling nice and clean and bright. Okay, so that's the cleanser, and now I'm going to rinse it off. All right, you guys, so that is my skin now after using the LeBlanc foaming cleanser, and it just feels really nice and clean, and like I've gotten every trace of makeup and SPF and everything off, and my skin just feels super nice and soft and not like super tight. So yeah, and now I'm going to get into my next step, which is toning. And in the evening time, I have been using my P50, and I've been using P50W lately. So my skin has been, during this pregnancy, a lot more just normal. Like I don't overproduce oil. And the P50W the P50V that I was using was just becoming a little bit too harsh. Like I noticed that my skin was getting red after I was using it, so I scaled it down, and now I'm using P50W, and I actually really like P50W. I thought it wasn't going to be strong enough for me, but it's actually a lot stronger than I thought. It's obviously not as strong as regular P50 or P50V, but it is definitely, you know, stronger than Pigum 400. That one, to me, I don't even feel any sort of like activity, or yeah, it doesn't, to me that one's just like very weak in terms of the exfoliation. So I'm gonna go in with P50W right now. You guys has seen me do this many times, so we're gonna speed through it. All right, guys, done with toning. P50W. All right, so before I go on to my next step, I like to let the P50 do its job. So I let it soak in until like my skin isn't wet anymore. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit, about 3 minutes, and then I will be back for my next step. All right, guys, I'm actually sitting down now because my stomach was getting in the way of the counter and I couldn't lean into the shot. So if there's like a weird height difference, it's just because I've sat down now. So the next step is using a lotion, and so during the evening times, I have really been enjoying the Genaissance infused lotion, which is this one right here. As you can see, it's kind of like a dual phase, so you do have to gently infuse it. Basically shake it upside down and do this a few times to get everything mixed together. And you guys, I love this stuff. Like, I have loved the treatment lotion. This is the one that I use during the daytime or the morning. And Maya actually was the one that recommended me that like last year, I think. And I have absolutely loved that one. And I'm basically out of it. So I have about, I don't know, like that much left. So I already have another bottle of that. It's actually right here. So that's what I use during the morning. This is what I use at night. This is just more moisturizing, more hydrating, and well, actually, I don't know if it, yeah, I guess it is more hydrating. It just doesn't feel as hydrating on the skin, but it's more than, that one feels like more of a watery kind of consistency, whereas this one feels more creamy. So this one feels a little bit more moisturizing, but I just love this stuff. Like, this stuff is amazing, and it's like a really heavy bottle. But yeah, so probably not the best to travel with, but okay, so take off the top and then just drop a few drops in your hand. Comes out like a milky white lotion like that. And just get it on. I'm gonna skip my nose because at night I actually need to use those nose strips on my nose because my nose gets so congested at night. So I haven't really been putting any product on my nose, because for those nose strips to stick all night, you really need to have like a very dry, no oily residue on your nose. So that is the reason why I'm skipping my nose. And this just feels so velvety. If any of you have tried the concentrate from La Mer, to me this feels like a watery version, a watery creamy version of the concentrate. It just feels like I just put a thin layer of like velvet on my skin. But I love the way it smells. It does smell like La Mer typical La Mer products, but slightly more, I don't know, like, it's just a little different, but really pat it in. Let it really get into the skin, and instantly my skin feels super moisturized and smooth and just amazing. So that is the La Mer Genaissance Infused Lotion. That's what it looks like. Love this stuff so much. Cannot rave about it enough. Sorry, it's really hard for me to stay in this shot and have like this in the shot as well. Okay, so the next step I'm going to be doing is my eye cream. I don't know if I've shown this. I've had this for a while. I've had this since like beginning of last year. And it says it's only good for 6 months, so. But I still have a lot left, you guys. Like, look at that. So there's no way I'm gonna just not use it. And it doesn't smell off, so. I just dab this around my eyes gently. And it does come with a little tool, which I don't know where mine, oh, here it is. It comes with this little tool. And you know, you're supposed to use this to depuff and everything, but I don't do that all the time because I don't really have a problem with puffiness. Mine is more just dark circles, like right here in the very inner part. And this is supposed to actually help with dark circles, so I love this stuff. That's why I bought it in the first place. Before I even used any other La Mer products in my routine, I have been using this because of how good it is with dark circles. So if you have dark circles, maybe you should give it a try. And it does hydrate and moisturize the eye area really nicely. It feels nice and cooling and hydrating. And I love it. So that is the eye concentrate. Yeah, the eye concentrate from La Mer. All right, so the lotion has pretty much sunken in. So the next step is serum. So I have a deluxe sample size of the regenerating serum. That's what it looks like. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pick up the full size of this because I actually really, really love it. So you're supposed to shake it. And this is supposed to help with plumping the skin, fine lines and wrinkles, and yeah, it feels really nice on the skin, very hydrating, and super like just luxe feeling. So I'm gonna take like, okay, so that was 1 pump. So I think I'm gonna do 2 pumps. So that's what it looks like. So it's like, for a serum, it's pretty, it's not like a super runny serum. And I'm just going to put that. I just accidentally put some on my nose and forgot. Okay, and then I'm gonna gently just rub this in. Again, skipping my nose, unfortunately. My nose has just been getting so dehydrated because I can't hydrate it at night. I can't put any of my, I don't put any of my creams. I guess I can, but I need to breathe. That's more important. I need to be able to breathe through my nose at night. Pregnancy tip for anybody, the Breathe Right strips. Let me just show you, since it is part of my evening routine. These things are a godsend if you are pregnant and have nose sinus congestion. I don't know what I would do without them. They are the saving grace to this pregnancy at this point. I've been using them basically every day since maybe like the second trimester. Yeah. So anyways, back to the regenerating serum. This stuff is really, really luxe feeling. It hydrates, moisturizes, and plumps. And I can't say for sure yet whether it gets rid of fine lines. I don't have a ton of fine lines, but it's not focusing on me. Okay, so I do have some small lines, like expression lines up here, as you can see, but they're pretty much only visible when I go like that. So I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe over time with using this, they might become less visible. So yeah, that is the regenerating serum. I'm gonna let that sort of soak in for a bit. Okay, and then the next step is going in with the concentrate. Now, this is probably my favorite product from La Mer so far, other than, I don't know, that's hard. Well, one of my top 3, I would say. This stuff is just amazing. It heals the skin. It just, I don't know, somehow it just evens out my skin tone really well. After I put it on, I feel like my redness goes away and my skin just looks a lot more even toned, and I don't know, this stuff is amazing. So it comes with like a spatula like this, and then the product is like this kind of clear, it's like a very silky sort of, not really like a gel, but it feels like you're putting like silk or something on your skin. So I just rub my fingers together like this and warm it up, and then I just pat it. This stuff smells so good. It smells like eucalyptus, like I can smell eucalyptus in it. But this just makes your skin so smooth. And I know I've said in the past that I hate silicones in skincare because they clog my pores. But for some reason, and because La Mer does include silicones in their skincare, and the concentrate for sure has silicones in it, they have not clogged my pores at all. Like none of the La Mer products have clogged my pores. And I can especially tell when skincare products are clogging up my pores on my nose, because I tend to get a lot more blackheads when they do. I have not gotten more blackheads at all from any of the La Mer products. So I don't know if it's the type of silicone they use or what, but I haven't experienced any clogged pores with La Mer. But after you put the concentrate on, your skin just feels so smooth, and like it's protected somehow, and it heals the skin really well, and I just love it. And you're only supposed to use a little bit. Like I think I used a bit too much this time, but I'm putting it on my neck, so. My skin, it just feels like extremely smooth. So that is the concentrate. And I just have the baby bottle since I wanted to try it before I actually go in and, you know, because this stuff, let me tell you, well, you can look it up for yourself. Okay, so I typically like to let the concentrate really soak into my skin before I go on to any next steps. So I'm gonna let that soak in for like 5 minutes, and actually 5 minutes. I'm not just saying like estimating, no, 5 minutes. And then I will go in with my next step. Okay, so I've let the concentrate soak in for 5 minutes. And now I'm ready to go on to the next step. My skin just feels super smooth, super, sorry, my air conditioning just turned on, so if that's what you're hearing in the background. So the next step is going in with their La Mer's newest product, and that is the Hydrating Infused Emulsion. I got the smaller bottle since I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, so I do like it. And I think this is almost sold out everywhere, so it seems like a lot of people are liking it, or they're just super intrigued and they want to try it. And this is actually probably their least expensive launch, I would say. And it's actually really, really nice. I love this stuff. So I take 1 pump and like a quarter of a pump, and that's what it looks like. So it is like a milky emulsion, and it is very lightweight. I just like to gently pat it all over, and this really makes your skin glow. Like, it leaves like a really nice sort of hydrated, fresh look to the skin. And it also obviously moisturizes, but it's very lightweight. If you're someone that's super oily, but you know, you still want some moisture and hydration, you could get away with just using this. You wouldn't even need to go in with a separate moisturizer. That's how moisturizing and hydrating it is for me. So my skin just feels really hydrated and super, super moisturized with just using this. So, and like I said, it's a lower price point than their other moisturizers. So I think that's another reason why this is a really good value, is because you get really good hydration and moisturization at a lower price point. But if you're someone that's really dry, this is probably not going to be enough for you, and you would need to top it off with one of their moisturizers, which is what I do at night. So let that sink in. Just pat it in, make sure it's all soaked in. And that gets absorbed pretty well, like pretty quickly. You guys, my hair is just growing very rapidly. Okay. I'm always doing this because I'm just putting the excess on the backs of my hands. My hands are super smooth and hydrated right now. Okay, and then the final step for my evening skincare routine is my La Mer the Moisturizing Soft Cream. So this is what this one looks like. And I have the soft cream. I have samples of the Creme de la Mer, just like the standard original version, but I prefer the soft cream. I like the regular Creme de la Mer, the one that you have to like warm up and then pat it in, but this one is a slightly lighter, not as heavy, so that's why I prefer this one. So, has a little cover. Okay, so that's what the cream looks like, the soft cream. And I'm going to take about that much. Okay, so that's the amount that I took, and I'm just going to, you don't need to warm this one up as nearly as much. I don't even know if you need to, but I still do. And just smooth it on. And then I like to pat it in afterwards, but I like to just smooth it on to get it on first. Once it's sort of on the skin, then I will pat it. The soft cream just gives you such a nice glow, and it feels super moisturizing, like very moisturizing. And I just pat it in. so that is my last step, using the soft cream. So that is my updated evening skincare routine, using majority La Mer. There's definitely some Chanel in there with the cleansing products, and obviously P50. But yeah, so far I've really been loving my new updated evening skincare routine, and yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier, I'm going to be filming individual videos for each of these products. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I try to be pretty good about getting back to you guys if you have questions or comments or anything. Let me know what you guys are up to, if you use La Mer, what your favorite product is for the nighttime. And if you love the regenerating serum, since I haven't purchased the full size of that one, let me know what your thoughts are on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.